Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to the #1 Bitcoin show. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis. We'll also be discussing breaking news. 1.2 billion 40x Bitcoin whale. James Wynn just said Bitcoin's going to 118,000 this week. Get ready. Also, breaking news, Wall Street giant Cantor Fitzgerald officially launches $2 billion worth of Bitcoin lending, completing their first loans. Bitcoin in the heart of Wall Street. There is no stopping it now. Send it higher. Also, more breaking news. Ram Sawani Strive raises $750 million for their alpha generating Bitcoin buy strategy. Also, Marathon's Bitcoin mining revenue hits a record $752 million as Bitcoin price soars. And we're within price discovery yet again today. Bitcoin shows signs of easing momentum, but traders are still expecting $150,000 target. I'll be breaking down this timeline, as well as $120 billion Bitcoin stash puts Satoshi at number 11. Rich list, that divine number 11. Also, Michael Saylor says on-chain proof of reserves is a bad idea due to security risks, which really makes no sense. We'll dive deeper into that. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Trump media announces $2.5 billion Bitcoin Treasury deal using Crypto.com and Anchorage for custody. We'll also be covering all the highlights of what's happening at the Bitcoin Vegas conference. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome everybody to today's live stream, TriStream. We are live streaming on 3 platforms, X, Rumble, and YouTube, and I will be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours. Let me go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the profile. Shout out everyone in that live chat. I'm going to start striking the gong and welcoming everybody. But first, let me make sure we're pinned to the very, very top. Shout out Moonstone and Oracle. I saw they connected yesterday. I reposted their photo. It's so awesome to see their faces. As you know, we've been a fam here for maybe the past 7 or so years here on the YouTube. Shout out East Afro King. We have Shortcoin in the building. TJM. We got Chris FTX Trader. DNA Noonan. Nash at home watching the greatest show on the tube. Love your brother right back at you. And sweet Biddy McGee. Welcome back. We haven't seen you in a couple of days. This gong strike is for everyone joining. Today is live. This is a live and interactive stream, as you guys know. And if you want to participate in the commenting, I encourage everyone to visit the YouTube channel, which is where the chat feed is coming from. The direct link is cryptonewsalerts.net. Now for a message from Mikey Saylor.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number 1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin.
Exactly. This is like the ultimate strategy. In fact, I dare say it's the only strategy.
Take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love...
Oh, and FYI, I got hit with a not copyright, but I got hit with a strike for alleged harmful and dangerous content. I did a show several months back when Bitcoin was trading at 40,000. And I find it hilarious because Bitcoin's up 2.5x, 250% since I made the video, but they're deeming I'm promoting an illegal Ponzi scheme for promoting Bitcoin. Yet Bitcoin's up 2.5x since I made the video. So it just goes to show you the forces of evil at work. So I just wanted to say F to YouTube. I have no doubt I'll wake up sometime again in the near future and my account will be completely gone like every other year preceding this. So make sure you guys are following me on Rumble and X for the uncensored version of the pod. There's no telling what will happen to the YouTube channel. And so also breaking news, cypherpunk legend Adam Back says $200 trillion are about to enter Bitcoin from the institutional investors. Adam wins. He's calling for 118,000 literally this week. Nothing but pure bullishness in the markets. But let me get back to the commenting and then we'll kick off the show. No, I'm not kidding. But this time they didn't just remove the entire channel. They gave me 1 strike. If you get 3 strikes, I think within 90 days, they terminate your channel for good. So I appealed it because obviously I'm not promoting a illegal Ponzi scheme. I'm promoting Bitcoin. I don't have any personal things I promote, no offers, nothing. Literally, this is the cleanest Bitcoin podcasting channel on YouTube, but they still give me a hard time as if I'm promoting some illegal Ponzi scheme. Yeah, it's called Bitcoin. The illegal Ponzi scheme is the US dollar. Why don't you go after Jim Cramer and all his cronies and leave me the hell alone? But like I said, I expect nothing less. It's a very evil platform, unfortunately. We're only on it because it's where everyone's at. And so just make sure you're following me on X and Rumble just in case something is to happen and I wake up and we have no more YouTube channel. It's happened last year, the year before, the year before. So like I said, I'm not holding my breath.
The thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it.
And let me know if you can hear me clearly. Today I got the black screen of death, so my entire screen is black. I can't see it, but I can see we're good on the, on my mobile phone, which is cool. But just make sure, let me know if you guys can see me over on X. We should be on X, Rumble, and YouTube right now. Don't forget to hit the repost. It's free to do so. Obviously, today is the official first day of the big event and conference in Vegas, and we will be covering what's going on there, including the latest from Michael Saylor and all that good stuff. We love you, JV. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tammy Hatcher. Right back at you. This gong strike is for you. Exactly. I think they should focus on all of the Michael Saylor 2-for-1 scams on the tube versus going after me. But yeah, we can see and hear you. Excellent. Excelente. Shout out Peter, rep in Russia, and the rest of the fam. Keep the comments flowing, and we're going to kick off today's show. And don't forget, grab some caffeine. Get the caffeine in the bloodstream, the caffeine in the canteen, the caffeine. Very important as we stack the pretty little bitties. So, one more sip of the caffeine, and we'll kick this mofo off. Wash it down with the 9.5. All right, now let's get this mofo started. If you're new to the channel, it's very important. Smash the likes, subscribe, ring the bell, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Today is pod episode number, I think it's 2004. Yep, 2004. I'm your host, JV. It's May 27, 2025. Bitcoin's out pumping, back in the green. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do every day. Coin360 pulling up on your screen, and please let me know in the comments if you can see the screen. Just want to make sure. It shows Bitcoin up just shy of 110,000 at the time of the live stream. We have Ether, big run up 6% on the day, trading just shy of 2,700 as the bulk of the market is pumping and in the green, which we love to see. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 3.47 trillion. The all-time high is 3.75 trillion. We're inching closer and closer. Bitcoin market cap today, 2.182 trillion. We got 128 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance pulled back a little bit at 63 today. I think it was 63.3 yesterday. And Ether dominance pumped today back to 9.4%. It was, I think, 9% even yesterday. So itty bitty pump for the ETH. Shows virtual up 19%, cake up 15%, quant up 13%. Let me know which alts, if any, you're bullish on for the bull. Holla at your motherfucking boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles. We get that visual perspective on the daily. I'd say 90% of the market in the green. Got to dig it. And zooming out for the weekly, I'd say 75 green over red. And zooming out for the monthly, maybe 90% of the market. Pretty impressive gainers across the board. You got Monero up 65%, WIF up 80%, Aave up 63%, Hype up 109%, Zcash up 68%, and the infamous Pepe coin up 58%. But I prefer to still refer to it as PP coin. But anyways, checking out the Crypto Greed Inferior Index. Today we're 74. Yesterday a 73. Last week a 71. And last month a 61 in greed. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We're currently on block height 898,618. We have 151,382 blocks until the halving of 2028. And you can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 911 sats. So there's your 911 emergency warning. To stack the sats, put down the gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. And if you don't know, now you know. And again, welcome everyone just joining today's live stream. New to the channel, good to have you here, Chris. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. It's free to do so. We are the #1 and most consistent Bitcoin pod in the entire space, as this is episode 2004, which is a several year track record of being here each and every day for you guys. Shout out Catherine Weaver. Greatly appreciate the reposts over on X. Of course, James Elsey and the rest of the fam. Keep the comments coming. I'll be reposting everyone throughout the entire stream. And you already know, make Kaiser Report great again. Shout out Sergio. He's the one who creates these caps, by the way. BitcoinCaps.net. He's representing the Kaiser Report over in Vegas. And of course, shout out Your Holiness, your High Priest, the one and only Max Kaiser.
Finance it and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. There is no second best. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin. And again, thank you, East Afro, KZY Crypto, and the rest of the fam. This is how we hack the algorithm and get more eyeballs on the stream. All you got to do is hit the repost, comment, or quote, and we'll repost for one another. And I think this account right now has over 40,000 followers, so it's advantageous for you to do so because I can repost you and get more eyeballs on your account as well. So it's a total win-win, no-brainer. But yeah, hey, coming home from work, listening to the show. Shout out Turabit. How many of you tuned in right now are actually tuned in from Vegas at the conference? I know it's 3 hours difference, so it's still, the day is still young in Vegas. It's only 1 o'clock. Still a lot to go on, I would imagine. And FYI, we're going to continue with the same routine as the past couple of days, where when we're done at the top of the hour with all the news on the pod, we'll flip it to the uncensored extended version of the pod, exclusive on Rumble and X. So right now it's a tri-stream. We're on YouTube, Rumble, and X. At the top of the hour, YouTube stream will end and we'll continue for an extra additional hour with the uncensored extended version of the pod, exclusive only on X and Rumble. So just make sure you're following us there. Philippines for 19 states, and my God will liberally supply, fill in full your every need according to his riches and the glory of Christ Jesus. This verse emphasizes God will meet all of our. Well, right on. Always appreciate the biblical quote, Sammy. This gong strike is for you. Screen is fine. Awesome, Paul. Appreciate it. We should have a good stream here today. A lot of excitement. Now, typically, the previous years, we have had a big pullback during the conference, but we're pumping today. So sign of the times, unprecedented adoption, and lots of big announcements are going to be made this week, today, tomorrow. So it's game on. Keep the comments flowing. We're going to transition into our astrology for the baddies, of course. And you should be able to read the headline here. It says Bitcoin price held up by the corporate adoption and inflation hedge narratives. I also want to touch upon some of the breaking news. That 40x leverage whale trader, James Wynn, who we've been covering in the past week here, says Bitcoin's going to hit 118 this week, as outlined right here. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the whale. And I think he's right. I think next leg up in play, potentially in the 120s. There's no telling. Bitcoin has no top. Fiat has no bottom. And Janet Yellen is constipated. Bananas! You right now. Also, Wall Street giant Cantor Fitzgerald officially launched a $2 billion Bitcoin lending, completed the first loan. Bitcoin in the heart of the Wall Street. Obviously, there's no stopping it. Also, breaking news that came in right before I went live. I don't have time to cover this particular story, but I'll just read you the headline here. Ramsawani Strive raises $750 million. So another Treasury company stacking Bitcoin, almost $1 billion buy just to kick it off. So, I mean, game on, sign of the times. You already know. But getting back to our TA, aka astrology for the baddies, let's dive a little deeper. Given the growing investor uncertainty about the economic conditions, Bitcoin hovering around 110 at the time of the live stream has taken investors by surprise as it consolidates the top 6 positions as a global trader asset by market cap. Investors now ask whether Bitcoin is becoming anti-fragile or if it'll drop below 100 and be inevitable in a recessionary environment. I think those days are long gone. I don't see sub 100,000 ever occurring again, but you guys let me know your thoughts. Traders currently estimate 41% chance that the Fed maintains interest rates through September, a steep rise from 2% just a month ago. Also, President Trump called for lower interest rates, but the Fed chair, Jay Powell, remains cautious due to the strong labor market and rising inflationary pressures, whether driven by tariffs or easy credit conditions. This tension helps explain why the S&P has struggled to retake its February all-time high of 6,147, and why Bitcoin's upside has also been a bit limited. Bitcoin's current market cap, 2.2 trillion, exceeds that of Google and Meta, which partially explains the 112 resistance level, which we hit a few days back, which is the current all-time high. Still, it would be inaccurate to suggest Bitcoin is decoupled from traditional markets. In my opinion, we were never coupled to begin with. I'm just saying, Bitcoin's on its own trajectory, but you let me know your thoughts and theories. Companies are currently reporting earnings for the first quarter, a period that predates the escalation of the trade war, and as a result, stock markets may take longer to reflect the full negative impact, even as the macroeconomic indicators show a sign of contraction. The 6.3% drop of U.S. durable goods orders in April, reported on May 27th, could be the first signal of a weakening economy. I'd say the 1 millionth signal. I mean, inflation is a sign. I mean, there's tons of signs. Just look around. But, you know, the Fed's going to do their best bullshit spin to say inflation's under control. Everything is perfect. We've never had such a strong economy in our life. But meanwhile, we're tinkering on the cusp of economic collapse and the fiat bond market apocalypse, coining Max Kaiser. But anyway, Bitcoin's risk profile appears to have improved after Trump Media, which is our feature story we'll dive deeper into later. They announced a plan to acquire $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is a pretty big deal. And I do want to pull up some of the live charts, so give me a second. To do that, I'm going to do a little live chart action. Jackson satisfaction for the Nipinator. Of course, former chairman of the SEC. Give it up for the Nipster. Just saying. But you should be able to see here on your screen, there's a 1 hour chart brought to you via Coinbase, via TradingView. We have quite a few bullish targets in play. In the blue, wow, a new target of 120. That's what I'm saying. And again, that 40x leverage whale is calling for 118, which is right in alignment with the 120. Let's get it. Should we just surpass that, hit the 420 for the broskies? Just saying. Let me know, facts. Also in the green here, 116.3, that's been printed on this chart for the last week. The 120 target is new, so we got even that much more bullish today. I dig it. Can you dig it? And we also have the 112.4 price discovery, currently sitting at 112. That's the exact top via Coinbase. And zooming out from there, we'll take a look at a 4 hour, and we'll continue to work our way back, Jack. In fact, let's make it happen. Biddy under attack? Oh, hell no. Bullish pennant formation sensation, baby. We also have a blue target here, 120. Yep. Identical to the 1 hour chart, and also the 116.3 bullish pennant, very similar to the 1 hour chart. So 1 hour, 4 hour, bullish. And zooming out a little further, take a look at a daily. You can see the bullish momentum is continuing after we had the pullback from 112. We dropped to 109, and we're slowly climbing, slowly but surely. 3 consecutive days in the green. And again, today's Bitcoin conference 2025, the biggest conference of the motherfucking year. And if you don't know, maybe now you know. I don't know. You tell me. And checking out the weekly, we still have the sexy cup and handle target. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're already on our 8th bullish consecutive green candle, kicking off the week, and it's the week of the event. Also bullish target, 124 cup and handle in play, and we could be there this week. There's really no telling with a constipated Janet Yellen. Bananas! Just saying. And check it out. The 1 month, also bullish last month, already surpassed the bullishness of last month. This month, still have a few days left to put a bow out on May. I mean, we've been straight pure bullishness since Q2 officially when April began. And I think this bullishness is likely to continue at least for the next 5 months in 2025. And I dare say next leg up incoming. But you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud. And again, welcome everyone to the live stream, just joining us from all around the world. Insightful presentation. Thank you to Arja. Shout out Fairground watching from Cornwall, England, UK in the building. That's what's up. Biddy up. Bananas! I'm constipated Janet Yellen. You gotta pay $4 billion fine, CZ, because I'm Janet Yellen. Let's go. Bitty, bitty, butta boom. Baby, baby. And climbing up, keeping it fair. Always keeping it fair. You're damn right. Rare like a blue hair Super Saiyan. Like Vegeta. Gohan, Goku, just saying, Trunks, Piccolo, Krillin. Don't make me play the 110 jam.
Yeah, so know what I think it is a nice fine day. 110K is really in play. Most of the chart seems like it's in slow-mo, but the retail crowd will be in big FOMO.
First up and down, the volatility is thick. You know it's just normal, not a fake card trick.
The money is there, all you have to do is bet. Put your money on down and you'll get there yet.
Anyone can be rich on crypto. Put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow. Wishing ain't the way to Bitcoin go. All you have to do is to buy and sold.
Shout out Ray Egan on the track, the 110 jam. Share the stream, hit the like. It is free to do so. If you are entertained or gain any value out of this, you know what to do. And don't forget to follow us on X, Rumble. We're streaming, and every year my YouTube channel gets permanently terminated under false pretenses, and then it's a struggle to get it back, and I don't trust the lizard folk one iota, not even a little bit. So make sure you're following me on X, fam, and Rumble, just in case the inevitable happens. Shout out DJ Wednesday, the Bitty Bop, baby. You already know. Shout out Mike. Welcome to the live stream. Make sure the guys say hello. We got all the neighbor dogs saying hello right now. What do you got to say to that, former chairman of the SEC, Nippinator? Nice. Nippinator growl. Game on. And shout out to the Nip for holding it down each and every day. Smash the likes for the Nip. Show your support. There's only one top doggy, Nippinator, former chairman of the SEC. Get him, Nip. Nip, what are we going to do about him? Nippy ain't playing. Gensler's a lurking.
You know what I think it is, a nice fine day. 110K is really in play. Most of the chart seems like it's in slow-mo, but the retail crowd will be in big FOMO. Up and down, the volatility is thick. You know it's just normal.
There we go. Nipsey's getting them. Exactly. Rumble is at the conference. Shout out Rumble. I actually met the founder of Rumble, Chris, in Bitcoin country back in January. He was actually at Max's event. We didn't really get a chance to talk because we were both, flustered talking to other people, but shout out Chris for putting Rumble together. Obviously, they also have Bitcoin on the balance sheet, so you got to respect it. And they also have a headquarters out there in El Salvador. Bitcoin, Solana, MSTR, NVIDIA, and Tesla, says Lax Guy. Welcome to the stream, Lax. I'm out walking my Timmy, JB, or my Mimi. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Miami? What up, Ryder? Well, welcome to the live stream, family. Looks like we're up to 700 people. Keep it coming, the comments, and we're about to transition into our next story.
Not a fake card trick. The money is there, all you have to do is bet. Put your money on down and you'll get there yet. Anyone can be rich on crypto. Put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow. Wish it ain't the way to Bitcoin gold. All you have to do is to buy and sell. Anyone can be rich on crypto. Put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow. Wish it ain't the way to Bitcoin gold. All you have to do is to buy and sell.
Let's go. But anyways, we did our TAA. Let's move on. Next story of the day. There's a lot to cover. So let's get through this. Next story is Marathon Digital's Bitcoin mining revenue hit a record $752 million as the Bitcoin price soars. And as I referenced a little earlier, I don't have time to cover this particular story, but again, the headline, Ramsawani Strive just raised $750 million for their Bitcoin buy strategy. So there's a lot of Bitcoin Treasury companies being birthed right now, following in the Saylor put. And speaking of Saylor, he announced at the conference yesterday that he's not going to be sharing proof of reserves, which struck a lot of us by surprise. We'll be diving deeper into that story. Trump's $2.5 billion acquisition of Bitcoin being announced today, and all the other breaking news. So stay tuned. Now, Marathon Holdings, formerly Marathon Digital, reached a new all-time high in Bitty mining revenue, fueled by the recent surge to the record high of 112. The company's annualized mining revenue exceeded $752 million May 27th, making it the most profitable day in the company's history. Marathon's currently the world's largest publicly traded Bitcoin mining firm by market cap. quoting Ki Jong Yu of CryptoQuant, quarterly reports are slow. On-chain shows revenue in real time, confirming the milestone. Marathon's record revenue. Now, shout out Marathon. One of my favorite rappers of all time, may he rest in peace, is Nipsey Hussle. In fact, the Nippinator was named after him. If you didn't know, you learned something new today. And he would always say the marathon. And in fact, he'd always say the marathon continues, because that's what it's all in Bitcoin. The same thing. It's not a race, it's a marathon. And you always want to continue to accumulate sats. And I think Saylor is a great example. You've never achieved the pinnacle. You start stacking the biddies forever. Why? It's going up forever. And rest in peace to the NIP. But anyways, we hit that 112 on May 22nd, a development attributed by some analysts to the Japanese bond market turbulence. Max Kaiser is calling for a complete bond-pocalypse, which I've covered as well in previous episodes. It's not looking good for the Japanese economy and the Japanese yen right now with all these bonds collapsing. The revenue surge comes week after Marathon earning report for Q1 misled the Wall Street estimates by 0.3%. The company's Bitcoin production fell 19% year over year, primarily due to April. And shout out Nipsey Hussle as well, because he was a Bitcoin and crypto proponent years ahead of his time. And you got to respect that. Very smart man, by the way. So respect. With the cut block rewards in half from 6.25 to 3.125, Marathon is the world's largest Bitcoin mining firm with 5.18 market cap. Damn, $5 billion already. Now, despite the reduction in production, Marathon continued to expand its Bitcoin holdings. Currently, as of May 27, which is today, they have 48,237 BTC, worth $5.28 billion, making the Bitcoin mining company the world's second largest corporate Bitcoin holder. I guess that would be right after MicroStrategy, aka Strategy B, with over 0.2% of the supply. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy has over roughly 3% of the supply, as broken down here. Largest holders, corporate holders, MicroStrategy, Marathon, Riot, CleanSpark. So it's a lot of the mining companies, but you also got Tesla in there with 0.055% of the supply. Elon, what are you, retarded? I mean, you should have like 10% of the supply, but you can't fix stupid, or what's the other word? Compromised, in which I believe he is, but that's a topic for another conversation. The top spot still belongs to Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, which holds over 63 billion of Bitcoin. Despite the revenue surge, daily miner revenues average around 50 million, significantly below historic peaks of 80 million, signaling that there is still room to climb back to those previous highs. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Meanwhile, Marathon adopted as a strategic Treasury reserve asset was July of last year. It wasn't too long ago when it traded 124 million worth of Bitcoin for the balance sheet. And there you have it, as they start stacking the biddy, there's only so much Bitcoin to go around. Now you have nations acquiring Bitcoin, sovereign wealth funds, states, you name it. And it seems like every day we're announcing a new corporate treasury firm for adopting Bitcoin being birthed, just like today with Vivek, acquiring 750 million Bitcoin to kick off his, and now Trump about to purchase $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. There's only so much Bitcoin to go around. I'm just saying. Shout out Steve. MSTR is a beast. Couldn't agree more. I mean, that Michael the Saylor man, toot toot, is on a whole different level. I mean, he literally has 3% of the supply. He's not slowing down anytime soon. Bad bonds equals bad yen. That's my understanding as well. My understanding is all fiat currencies return to their original intrinsic value. Where's Greg when you need him? Which is zero. And so I expect nothing less from the fiat apocalypse. So enjoy your fiat apocalypse, or stack biddy accordingly, and let the mofo burn. We don't need no water. Let the mofo burn. Baby, baby.
Crypto, put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow, wish it ain't the way to Bitcoin gold. All you have to do is to buy and sell. Anyone can be rich on crypto, put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow, wish it ain't the way to Bitcoin gold. All you have to do is to buy and sold. Anyone can be rich on crypto, put your money up.
Cool. I have everyone reposted, by the way. So thank you guys again. All comments and quotes I do repost in real time as soon as I see them. And it looks like we're close to 800 people on the live stream right now. I know we can get these numbers up. The world is watching. Vegas conference, 30,000 Bitcoinpreneurs from all over the flat plain gathered in the desert right now. And again, we're going to be covering all the latest what's happening. I lost all my Bitcoin in a fishing trip. It happens to the best of us, Slack Sky. Don't be down. Stiffen up that upper lip. Dodge is a great example. May 8th, 2021. Is this song on... this is a song produced by Relaxing and Meditation Music, also known by Ray Egan, just FYI. It's called 110.
It's a gamble anyhow, wishing ain't the way to...
I'm not going to be in the conference this year, or I'd be in Vegas right now, so I'll be chillaxing with the Nippinator here in Puerto Rico. However, I may be in El Salvador next month, so I'll keep you posted. I'm looking forward to creating some exclusive content with Your Holiness, Max Kaiser. So hopefully we'll make that happen for you guys.
Bitcoin gold, all you have to do is to buy and sell. Anyone can
That's right, Nippinator on guard.
be rich on crypto. Put your money up, it's a gamble anyhow. Wishing ain't the way to Bitcoin gold. All you have to do is to buy and sell.
And again, welcome everyone joining the stream. We're going to continue with the news. We still have so much to share with you guys. Big conference happening right now in Vegas. It's 1:30 in the desert. It's 4:30 here in Puerto Rico. Next story of the day, headline reads, Bitcoin shows signs of easing momentum, but traders are still expecting 150,000. And as I pointed out earlier, that one leveraged trader long we've been covering all week by the name of James Nguyen, he's projecting 118,000 this week. Well, now let's discuss even more bullish scenario of 150,000. We'll break this down. Let's see what some of the analysts are saying. And of course, 111 is that special number. So happy 111, which is pretty cool to see, by the way. Actually got a screenshot when we hit that God frequency of 111111. And that only happens one time in Bitcoin history. The next divine number will be 1.1 million, I dare say. But yeah, you already know. One analyst here says this decline may signal cooling buyer enthusiasm, reduction in upward momentum, and a potential pause or reversal of the recent bullish trend. Oh no, you perma bears. How dare you? But Glassnode says the persistent decline of the CBD reflects bearish sentiment, highlighting dominant sell-side pressure for the Bitcoin futures market. Anyone here trading futures, do let me know. But I want to get to the bullishness. I want to get to the bottom. This analyst calling for 120. Alpha BTC wrote, after taking the all-time high, I am watching how Bitcoin performs over the next couple of days. Ideally, it blasts up, shows strength to leave the breakout to be tested for the Biddy future. Meanwhile, Macau Van Day Pop said Bitcoin's looking to attack the all-time highs, just like Nippinator on attack, but it could retest 102 before relaunching higher to 115, up, and away. Quoting Handyman way back in Living Color days. Let me know if you guys remember that one. Using Fibonacci retracement levels, Titan Crypto predicted a cycle top of 135 for Bitcoin price if it repeats the 2024 pattern on the weekly time frame, as he outlines here with the chart. Bitcoin 100% Fibonacci extension at 135. Bitcoin is replicating the same pattern. But what if we're really replicating the 2017 pattern and we're about to go parabolic and hit Max Kaiser's 2.2 million in play? What about that? Let me know. Now, Rec Capital shared his price discovery roadmap, showing Bitcoin transitioning into price discovery uptrend number 2, as outlined here. Let's get to the 150, shall we? This is similar to the Bitcoin price action between January 2024 and March 2024. Bitcoin rallied more than 91% to the previous all-time high above 73. And according to the analysts, if the same scenario were to play out, Bitcoin would reach the next peak at around 150 G's, baby. Now, Bitcoin looking for a fresh catalyst to reach the target of 155 after successfully retesting the key level of 106. I dare say this could be our summer play, 155, and that's still a little bearish in my humble opinion. I dare say we can be in the 200,000 range this summer over the next couple of months. But you guys let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone joining the live stream. Give it up for your one and only former chairman of the SEC, Nippinator. I'm going to read the comments. Okay, CME took oil from 113.30 short, 43.20. I have faith in them. Nippinator getting some extra love. Let's go. Stand firm, Nippinator. Now we're talking, Paul. JV El Salvador next month. Nice. No guarantee there, but I put it out there in the ether. It may manifest, so I may be in El Salvador next month doing some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage with His Holiness. That's 156 points of movement. Audit oil. It is the real deal. The real dealio, eh? You already know. And Oracle, I know you're at the conference, but just in case you're tuned in right now, please pick up the phone.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
That's how we do it. Pumping it up. But the question right now, can we get much higher?
Can we get much higher? Can we get much higher? So high. Can we get much higher? So high. Can we get much higher? So high. Yeah. I fantasized about this back in 2010, bro. Dreams of limbo, life stacking up that crypto. Hodl through the lows, yeah, the highs will follow. How you say pouring Bitcoin, me no hablo. Let my wallet grow, blockchain my bravado. From Satoshis to stacks, you know the motto.
Panda says, hope everyone's having a good day, having fun if you're in Vegas. Amen. Enjoy yourselves out there in the desert. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That was probably one of the best ones I can remember. What are you referring to there, brother? Brother Mike? Regarding the CME futures gaps, or
DJs need to listen to the markets. You ain't got no BTC in your portfolio, ain't got no Bitcoin, bro. Stupid.
Thank you, Gary, for the love. I appreciate it, brother. That's very kind of you. So thanks for tuning in.
What the hell do I know? I'm just a tech guy rapping in my silo. Watching charts like they speak to my soul. 10x gains, woke up feeling whole. Can we get much higher?
What they can possibly, something with Bitcoin, I can't even imagine. Did you say Bitzoin or Bitcoin? I wish I was in Vegas, heading to Montana end of the week. Well, enjoy yourself there, short coin.
Price flight like a fat Ethereum pump. Stacks on fire, now the bulls and a Bitcoin jump beyond the flood. Hey, trader, tell me, how do you hedge the losses? Reset the dip, rebuild the bosses. Reclaim the run, retrace the process. We stopped the fiat gang, we killed the wallets cautious. Sorry for the bears, but I'm still hodling regardless. The plan was to mine until my stack's enormous. But what's worse, the crash or the boredom? Fresh air, checking my cold storage. Too many paper.
Someone got what? Short coin, mess them up. I dig it. It seems like Garys aren't welcome here, whether it's Gensler or Gary Ragers. I mean, hilarious. I love it. Thank you, short coin. But anyways, next story of the day. Headline reads, 120 billion Bitcoin stash puts Satoshi Nakamoto at the number 11 rich list. Typically, I wouldn't even cover the story if he was number 12, but specifically because he's now number 11 and we really dig that number, we're going to cover this one. That's right. Arkham Intelligence disclosed creator of Bitcoin, known as Satoshi, now holds roughly 1.96 million BTC. Holy moly. I thought it was 1.1 million. So that gives him even more Bitcoin than I even assume, which means that's even more stalemated Bitcoin, making our Bitcoin that much more valuable and scarce. I dig it. The stash is currently worth 120 billion at today's prices. And according to Arkham, this makes him the 11th richest person on earth. Well, at least on paper. His share adds up to 5.2% of all the Bitcoin ever mined. I can't wait till Satoshi surpasses Elon's bitch ass, but I'll leave that conversation for another day. The mystery around Nakamoto deepens as these wallets haven't moved since 2011. They remain untouched when Bitcoin was still a fringe experiment. Now those same addresses tower over many national treasuries, and even a small sale can reshape the prices. Bitcoin recently spiked to 112 just a few days ago, as we all know. And Satoshi now holds 120 billion USD worth of Bitcoin, which is 5.2% of the entire Bitcoin supply, making him the 11th richest person in the world. Do you think these coins will ever move, or do you think they're stagnated forever? I'm going to vote with the latter. But you let me know and I'll check your comments here in a bit. Based on the market data, Bitcoin's total value hit 2.16 trillion. The figure eclipsed Amazon's 2.13 trillion market cap. Investors list the crypto amongst the top 5 global assets. In fact, I think it even touched the number 4 spot. Still, Bitcoin is a decentralized token, while Amazon is a single company. Some experts warn it is not a neat comparison. Well, we have two elements of Bitcoin. You have the coin or the money, but we also have the network itself. So remember that. Now for the big players and the market movers. Saylor's firm Strategy bought 4,020 Bitcoin, as we announced on yesterday's pod, between May 19th and the 25th, bringing their total stash to 580,250 BTC. Yes, Strategy's stock dipped over 7% in pre-market trading yesterday. That drop shows Wall Street can shrug off the biddy buys. Meanwhile, Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki called the Bitcoin the real money and warned that fiat cash might lose its grip. No, fiat cash will lose its grip. It is losing its grip, hence inflation. Anyways, and no one's trusting it to begin with, because we're on to your Ponzi scheme, banksters. He pointed to Gresham's Law and Metcalfe's Law to make the case. Now, institutional interest is one factor. Another is the rollout of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. These funds let the big investors buy the biddy without wrestling with the private keys. That move has lifted demand even when the retail takes a step back. In fact, this entire bull run that we have witnessed is due to the institutional, not the retail, which was all the previous cycles before us driven by retail. This time it's driven by the institutional FOMO like a mofo, which I coined many years back. Still, some of the crypto community worry about the silent wallets. No one really knows if Satoshi might ever move those coins. I guess we have to ask Nipinator. And if he did, the prices would wobble. Oh no, unlike the earth. A sudden sell-off would even be a small slice of 100,000 could flood the market. Right now, the mere thought keeps the traders on edge. Today, numbers shine a spotlight on how the Bitcoin, or how far we have come. I mean, 112 is no joke. I mean, we'll literally be at a million per coin and another 10x. Do you think we hit that 10x potentially this cycle, next cycle? Holla, and I'll read your comments out loud. And next story is the latest from Saylor announcing that he's not going to be sharing any on-chain proof of reserves. He claims it's a bad idea due to security risks, and this is a controversial subject because previously he was all for it. And if you understand Bitcoin, you understand there's no security risks with making your address public. That's why Bukele, who holds approaching $1 billion worth of reserves for El Salvador, shares the proof of reserves every single day. So what is the Giga Chad really up to? That's going to be our next topic of conversation. And again, welcome everyone joining the live stream. Try stream. It's 4:44 here in Puerto Rico, 1:44 in Vegas at the conference. One love, High Chief Nipster. That's right, Josh, the Nipinator. I help a mod, a couple of how, got us sick of the trolls about 6 months ago, booted about 1,000 so far. Get them, Steve. You got to do what you got to do. Regulators, where are you at? Moan on. But anyways, yeah, man, I mean, this is pretty wild times we're living in. Famalam, looks like we're up to 1,000 people on the stream. I'm going to check the X feed. You still have the opportunity to comment, quote the live stream. Comments and quotes I will repost. I'll shout you out and show you guys some love. Panda says, get the best crypto news right now with JB and the Bitcoin fam and the Nipinator. Can't forget the Nip. Thank you, Panda. And again, Shortcoin, much appreciated. Shout out David and the rest of the Famalam holding it down. And I know we got a lot of people at the conference right now holding it down in Vegas. Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Today, tomorrow, I'll be sharing all the news that you need to know going down in real time right now. But can we get much higher?
That's why they can't afford this. Don't make me pull my keys out. Don't make me pull my keys. Watch the hash rate climb, and witness new ATMs.
There you go, Josh says, we don't need no conference. We have JV and the Nip. Precisely.
Can we get much higher? So high. In the bull run, there's a seance. Just whales, no plebs on. Then the chain filled with notes on. Saw the FOMO hit exchanges froze on. And the sell-off, it won't spare us. But the ledger, it still bears trust. I cashed out a little, kiss some profits, and woke up stacking Satoshi's flawless.
Exactly, Shortcoin. Nacho keys, nacho coins. Puff, puff, give, homie. No Diddy. Not that type of puff. No Puff Daddy round yonders. Just saying. No R. Kelly around here. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Do what you got to do. Be prepared. They say prepare for the worst, but expect the greatness ahead. Nippinators are digging. Look at that. He ain't playing no games. But anyways, Nipsey in the background. Shot. You liking it? Digging it? Nipsey's the new SEC. Exactly. I agree with Saylor. My Bitcoin went on a fishing trip. Anonymous. Well, we're going to get into the Saylor story. You guys ready? Not a fan of that track. I appreciate the feedback there. Real PG. Smash the likes. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it, brother.
Pump, 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 pump it up.
Curious which genre of music is your favorite? Real PG? Just making sure you like hip hop, because if you're against hip hop, you're not going to like anything I play. So just as a heads up. It is a bit concerning that Saylor isn't being transparent. No reason not to do it if you aren't doing anything wrong. It doesn't track. Exactly, Data. Good point. Bukele is showing the proof of work. Why not Saylor? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. JB Oracle is here. Oh, snap. Try to send some stuff, but it couldn't upload. Yeah, X is very weird. It's still not working proper. Shout out to the Oracle. I know she's at the event, and I appreciate you sending me the photo with Moonstone. So shout out Moonstone as well. Let me know what else who you run into and what's up, Oracle. If you got any insights, happy to read them out loud. Miss ya, right back at ya. Good to have you here. Show some love for the Oracle. She's in Vegas right now. And how was the pre-event kickoff party? Did you get to meet Max and Stacy? That was yesterday. Let me know. On a side note, I hold DJT, and I am expecting it to pop up like a Pop-Tart. And I expect a move like this months ago. Yay me. De La Soul, says Mr. C. Well, that's the old school hip-hop. I'm very familiar with De La. Tribe Called Quest. The old school. Now we got Little Bubble.
Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, pump, pump.
I just do the biddy, but happen to have some money already in Fidelity after the 401. Move some over, right on Data. Anyways, fam, let's keep it moving. Next story, we're going to discuss the latest with Saylor, and then the latest breaking news with the Trump Media Group announcing a $2.5 billion Treasury acquisition, which is a pretty big deal. So let's start here with what's happening right now. I know it's on a lot of people's minds. Saylor says on-chain proof of reserves is a bad idea due to security risks. And you got to tell me if you agree or disagree with that, and we'll dive into the story, and then I'll give you my personal 2 Satoshis. Michael Saylor, executive chair of major Bitcoin buying firm Strategy, the largest corporate hodler of the world, says institutions are posting on-chain proof of reserve. That's a bad idea. Could propose security risks. Now, is that a true statement? First and foremost, does posting the proof of work, which is the address, propose a security risk? That's the $1 million question right now. Let me know. The current conventional way to publish proof of reserves is an unsecured proof of preserves, Saylor said when asked about institutions adopting transparency measures at the May 26th event, which was yesterday at the sidelines at a Bitcoin conference. It actually dilutes the security of the issuer, the custodians, the exchanges, and the investors. It is not a good idea. It is a bad idea. Saylor didn't answer whether Strategy would publish proof of reserves when asked by Blockware Solutions head whether his firm would do so. As Mitch will share here, I asked Saylor if MicroStrategy had any plans to publish on-chain proof of reserves. His answer will shock you. It's a bad idea. Security risk. Irrelevant without also having Big Four audited liabilities. And you can actually see Saylor addressing it. I watched the video yesterday. Let me know if you saw it. Also, always, there's show notes below the video in the description on the YouTube and the Rumble where I get all these stories. Obviously, I don't make this information up, but there's always a reference resource. But anyways, the proof of reserves are common amongst crypto exchanges and verify the company holds sufficient crypto reserves to cover customer deposits. They also confirm that other entities such as crypto track and exchange traded funds hold the required amount of crypto for the funds. Saylor acknowledged the industry had learned from the collapses of crypto exchanges like FTX and Mt. Gox, but said the proof of reserves isn't the correct measure to take for institutions. Quoting him here, no institutional grade or enterprise security analyst would think it's a good idea to publish all of the wallet addresses. So I think that alludes to it's multiple wallets, not just one, such that you could be traced back and forth. Now, my understanding, it's not a security risk, but it is a security risk in the sense that people will be able to follow the blockchain and see where it goes. It doesn't mean it's a security risk where it's going to be stolen. There's a massive difference there. So I just want to throw in my 2 Satoshis by quoting them again. Go to AI, put in deep think mode, and then ask what are the security problems of publishing your wallet address and how might it undermine security of your company over time. Saylor said adding could write 50 pages of security problems. So he deems it a massive security threat all of a sudden. Interesting. Many crypto exchanges, custodians, and ETF issuers started publishing their proof of reserves following the FTX collapse in November of 2022 to establish transparency and prove that they hold enough assets to back customer deposits. Precisely. We want to know that there is enough Bitcoin sitting there. For example, if FTX shared their proof of reserves, they wouldn't have dug themselves in the hole and screwed investors out of $10 billion. So transparency, in my opinion, it's not a bad thing, but Saylor does not like that idea at all. Crypto exchanges, Binance, shout out Miss Yellen, Binance, Kraken and OKX, and crypto asset manager Bitwise are amongst the industry players that have adopted the transparency measure. And also, let's not forget Bukele, El Salvador, every day, proof of reserve, proof of reserve, proof of reserve. However, Saylor noted the proof of reserves often only shows one side of the picture, what the company holds, not what they owe. Well, then show what you owe and what you hold. Just be transparent, Michael. But anyways, it was a pleasure to meet and converse with 2 of the best leaders, operators of the Bitcoin world. Pretty soon, every company will be a Bitcoin Treasury company. Now, Saylor's strategy is currently the largest, 576,000 Bitcoin after their latest purchase. We also already touched upon Marathon Digital holding now 48,000 Bitcoin. More than 110 publicly traded companies worldwide have purchased and currently hold the pretty little bitty. And if you don't know, now you know. But let me read your comments. I want to know your thoughts surrounding Saylor being against the proof of reserves idea and being a security risk to his company. And then we'll continue with our feature story of the day. Like it would be dumb for you to throw info people don't need to know, but as a company, I would classify that as information people should know, especially investors. In fact, Bitcoin is safer than the markets. Having fun. I got another meeting in 5 minutes. Enjoy yourself, Oracle, and thank you for tuning in. My MA needs help. My mama, is that mama? Help staying here for the duration. Saylor will get some pushback on that for sure. I already see a lot of pushback coming in, but he has FU money. Exactly. He has all the FU money he needs. Keep them in check. Gotcha all in check. Bitcoin is the only vulnerable because of the third-party wallets that hold the Bitcoin, unlike ICP, where it's all on chain, says Adam. My mom feels this morning at 6:30. I had to help her. She lives down the street. Well, you're an incredible daughter there. Shortcoin, and again, welcome everyone. We're close to 1,100 people on the live stream. We're still streaming. Next up, feature story, Trump Media Group. 2.5 billion Bitcoin acquisition, Bitcoin Treasury. Let's go, Trump. Let's stack those biddies. Don't let Michael Saylor own all the Bitcoin, Trump. Let the game theory play out and stack as much as you can for the United States, for your personal companies, for your son, Barron, the time traveler. I mean, if Barron doesn't have a minimal of 10% of the Bitcoin supply, is he going to be able to continue to time travel? That's my question, Trump. So you know what's good. One day people will understand this part. Will the United States sell their gold reserves, which is allegedly in Fort Knox, which is probably not really there, trade it for Bitcoin? Will they just print the dollar, get rid of? Will the other countries print their fiat apocalypse until the wheels fall off, and the bond apocalypse, trade it for the hardest asset to ever exist? You already know it's a coming. So welcome. And if you don't got Bitcoin, enjoy your fiat apocalypse. I wish you the best of luck, but more than likely you're doomed. I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. You've had a lot of opportunity to stack Bitcoin by now. We're in the year 2025. Last year was year of the dragon, and this year is the year of the snake. And Gensler's no longer residing at the SEC. Nipinator took his position. Now the new guy took Nipinator's position. But I'm still for Nip, chairman of the SEC for life, I say. But what are your thoughts? Peter Schiffmeister, it's the most hilarious thing that Peter Schiff gets a microphone on stage when he's the biggest Bitcoin troll. But they're saying low-key he's one of the biggest Bitcoin bulls, which doesn't surprise me. David Bailey, Bitcoin advisor to Trump, believes that he's low-key a Bitcoin bull. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Schiff's dog is just holding all this Bitcoin so he can still say he owns none. It would not surprise me. But you guys let me know your thoughts. When the grass is cut, the snakes will show, a wise man once said. What do you call the people who save in fiat? I thought you never asked, broski. I thought you never asked.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
And again, welcome those joining us. We're up to 1,100 on the live stream, and we're about to transition into our feature story. And as soon as our next story is done, we'll end the YouTube transmission and continue with the uncensored extended version of the pod exclusive on X and Rumble. So make note of it, fam.
People that use fiat currency as a store of
What do we call these folks?
value. We call them poor. We call them poor.
There you have it, live from the Bitcoin conference. Michael Saylor, tell them.
People that use fiat
Yeah, what do we call them, folk?
currency, we call them poor.
Well, there you have it. Michael has spoken. And about to transition to the feature story of the day. You guys ready? Mom Spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface, calm and ready to drop bombs.
We call them poor. We call them poor.
Tell him, Michael. But anyways, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Breaking news, Trump media announces a $2.5 billion Bitcoin Treasury deal using Crypto.com and Anchorage for their Bitcoin custody. This is the big story of the day. So let's break this baby down. And obviously, there is a Bitcoin conference going down in Vegas right now at 30,000 people, including the Trump family, who are going to be speaking. But check it. Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG, the company that owns U.S. President Trump's Truth Social platform and is partially owned by the president, confirmed, already a done deal, $2.5 billion capital raised to purchase Bitcoin after denying earlier reports of the deal. Remember, Max Kaiser reposted, $3 billion buy for the Trump family, and then they kind of like brushed it off like it wasn't real. And then Kaiser called him Employee of the Month. Well, it is real, and it's been confirmed. $2.5 billion. Take that. According to the May 27 announcement for the company, which was as of today, the company raised comprises a $1.5 billion stock sale and a $1 billion convertible senior secured bond with a 0% coupon. Sounds like the Saylor put in full effect. The sale is expected to close on May 29th in 2 more days. Quoting their CEO, Devin Nunes, we view Bitcoin as an apex instrument of financial freedom, and now the Trump media will hold cryptocurrency as a crucial part of our assets, Bitcoin in particular. This investment will help defend our company against harassment and discrimination by financial institution, criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Meanwhile, TMTG spokespeople responded to the initial report from the Financial Times published the day before the announcement. As I referenced, we shared that headline yesterday. Apparently, the Financial Times has dumb writers listening to even the dumb sources. Ironic enough, it was true. Womp womp. Shares of TMTG, I guess they didn't want people to know the news ahead of time, so they denied it, fell over 12% following the announcement, and we're trading at $23 at the time of publication. The funding deal comes as a growing number of corporations and countries adopt Bitcoin Treasury strategies as the digital asset matures into financial instruments of geopolitical importance. Several Bitcoin Treasury companies increased their holdings this May, including Michael Saylor's strategy. According to the Saylor tracker, the company just acquired another 4,020 Bitcoin, which was just announced yesterday. Also, technology company Semler Scientific purchased 455 Bitcoin, valued at over $750 million for its treasury. An acquisition company disclosed May 23rd. Also, Vivek Ramaswamy just announced purchasing $750 million for their Bitcoin treasury company, which we covered earlier in the headlines. We also have Jack Mallers' company, 21, doing similar things, going to be acquiring billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin backed by the likes of Cantor Fitzgerald and all of the billion-dollar companies like Tether, USDT, which has over $150 billion market cap. Also, investment firm Metaplanet, widely regarded as the investors' Japan MicroStrategy, acquired an additional 1,004 Bitcoin. Can you say supply shock? We also have analyst Jesse Myers recently predicted that the current rate of the institutional accumulation, institutional FOMO like a mofo, which I coined many years back. Large entities will own 50% of the total Bitcoin supply by 2045, and right now they own a minuscule amount. In fact, it's individuals like you and I and the Nippinator here that are the primary share of the pie. We make up over 50% of Bitcoin holdings. Government is like less than 3%. Corporate treasury companies or corporations, a very minuscule amount as well. So that number is going to be skyrocketing over the next 20 years. Myers added that this growth in institutional adoption is driven by the flight to safety from traditional asset classes. Now, when I hear that term, flight to safety, that's something I heard first and foremost from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink when they started to get into the ETFs and start to pre-frame people for the ETF that went live, which was officially January 11th of 2024. It's only been a year and a half, and they already have over 600,000 Bitcoin, bro. And over the last 2 years, an exodus from the fiat assets, bonds, and money has already begun. Now prepare for the fiat bond apocalypse. Hard money assets, Bitcoin, and gold are the things that are shifting. It's where we're shifting to. We're Peter shifting away from the gold and into the Bitcoin. And what is the gold market cap right now? I dare say it's 22 trillion. Bitcoin market cap, a light 2 trillion. That means we can 10x from here before we catch up to where it should be, because Bitcoin is a superior store value. All day, every day, no question, impregnable, borderless, divisible by 100 million Satoshis. It is unconfiscatable. Lizard folk try to take it away. Best of luck. You're going to need it. And so you already know. And if you don't know, you figured it out by now. And so there you have it. And if you decide to continue to stay ignorant and never know, have fun staying poor.
We call them poor.
You know, there's a name for them.
There's a name for them.
But anyways, fam, welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We're going to continue with this stream, uncensored style, exclusive on X on Rumble. So if you're on YouTube, you ain't got to go home, but get the hell out of here. Visit us on the Rumble. Let's continue for another bonus hour, uncensored. Deuces to the YouTube. And the YouTube stream should be ending any